question 8, we have a circle which has the equation this. And we have a line L which is tangent to the circle. So imagine that I have a circle and I have a point P which is 5 minus 5, 7, and it's tangent, and line L is tangent to the circle. We want to find the equation of L in the form. So, firstly, to find the line, I need to find the center of my circle. To find the center of the circle, I need to complete the square. So I have x squared plus y squared plus 18x. So I'm just going to rewrite it in this format, so it's just easier to complete the square. So x squared plus 18x plus y squared minus 2y plus 30 equals to 0. Then complete the square. I have x plus 9 squared minus 81 plus y minus 1 squared minus 1 plus 30 equals to 0. Remember, we can put our equation in this format to give us the center of the circle, which is equals to 52. Therefore, we know that the center of the circle is minus 9 and 1. So we have 2 points. Then from our center to point P is perpendicular to our line L. So we can work out the gradient for line from center to the point P. So your gradient would be difference in y, which is 7 minus 1 over the difference in y, minus 5 minus 9, which is 6 over 4, which is 2/3. So we know the gradient of this line is 2/3, but our line L is perpendicular to our purple line. So the gradient for line L would equals to minus 3 over 2. So remember, they are perpendicular, so it's a reciprocal. Simplify this. This is 3 over 2, and the gradient is the reciprocal, which is minus 2/3. Then once we got the gradient, we need to find the equation of this line. So you can just use our formula. So y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1. So our y coordinate is 7 equals our gradient minus 2 over 3 x minus x1, which is minus 5. So y is equals to y minus 7 is equals to minus 2/3 x plus 5. Then just going to multiply both sides by 3. So I have 3 y minus 7 equals to minus 2x plus 5. Then expand our brackets. 3y minus 21 equals to minus 2x minus 10. Then rearrange our equation in the format required. So I have 2x plus 3y minus 11 equals to 0. Part 2, we have a different circle, C2. and k is a constant. So we're told that C2 lies entirely in the fourth quadrant, and find the possible range for k. So again, we're going to complete the square and put it into this format. So we have x squared plus y squared minus 8x plus 12y plus k equals to 0. Put it into this format. So I have x, complete the square, so x minus 4 squared plus y plus 6 squared minus 16 minus 36 plus k equals 0. Just rearrange it. So I have x minus 4 squared plus y plus 6 squared equals to 52 minus k. So now we can sketch a graph and sketch this circle onto our graph. So let's just have our graph. So remember, we have x and y. So the center of the circle is 4. 4 minus 6. So here it's 4 minus 6, which is the center of the circle. And we thought, remember, this is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. So we thought that this circle must be lies inside this, entirely in this quadrant. Therefore, the maximum radius must be 4. So the maximum radius is going to be equals to 4. So remember, this part of our equation gave us the radius squared. So square root of 52 minus k must be less. So our radius must be less than 4. To be entirely inside this circle. Therefore, we can find the value for k. So we have 52 minus k is less than 4 squared. So 52 minus k is less than 16. Therefore, k must be greater than 36. So remember, it's entirely inside, so this sign is very important. It's less than. If it's less equals than, it will be lying on the line, so it's not inside. So the symbol must be less. So we found out that's the maximum, but remember, it's a circle. Therefore, that the radius must be greater than 0. So the radius must be greater than 0. Therefore, 52 minus k must be greater than 0. Therefore, your k is less than 52. Therefore, the range for the value of k, so k must be greater than 36 and less than 52. Question 9. We have a curve gx, and we thought this is a cubic expression. So remember, a cubic expression is always written in this format: ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. Then we are told that in the coefficient, x cubed is equals to x. So the coefficient of those two are the same. So you can write this as ax cubed plus bx squared plus ax plus d. Then we tell the curve passes through the origin. The origin, that means when y is equals to 0, x must also, when x and y equals to 0, that it cuts through 0. Therefore, we know d must equals to 0. So, because it cuts through the origin, so the intercept is 0. So d is 0. So remember, d is your intercept. And it intercepts at 0, so we know our function is going to be looking like this. Ax cubed plus bx squared plus ax. Then we taught that the curve with the equation has a stationary point at 2, 9. Okay, so let's substitute 2 and 9 into our equation. So when gx, which is equals to 9, when x is 2, so we have 2 cubed plus b2 squared plus 2a2, just so this becomes 9 equals to 8a plus 4b plus 2a, which is equals to 10a plus 4b equals to 9. Then we tell that the curve has the stationary point. Stationary point, this is when the gradient equals 0. So we need to differentiate this. So we need to differentiate our equation. So will give us the gradient. So different this, we got 3ax squared plus 2bx plus a. Once we differentiate this, will give us the gradient. But we told it's stationary point. This means gradient is equal to 0. Then substitute our value. So we have when g is equals to 2, so 3a2 squared plus 2b2 plus a would equals to 0. Just rearrange our equation. We'll get 4 times 3, 12a plus 4b plus a equals 0. So we have 13a plus 4b equals 0. Now we have an equation here. And we can solve simultaneously to find values of a and b. So just do a simultaneous equation. I have 10a plus 4b equals to 9, 13a plus 4b equals to 0. Going to subtract them. So 10 minus 13 is minus 3a equals to 9. Therefore, a is going to equals to minus 3. Then just substitute it into one of the equation. I'm going to substitute into the first one. So I have 10a plus 4b equals to 9. So minus 30 plus 4b equals to 9. And you have 4b equals to 39. Therefore, your b is equals to 39 over 4. And the question it asks us to find gx. So we know that at the start gx is in this format. And we now have the values for a and b. So our gx is equals to a, which is minus 3x cubed, plus your b, which is 39 over 4x squared, which is your a again, plus if a is minus 3, so minus 3x. question 10 is just an integration with limits. So when we integrate, so we're going to integrate 7 plus 6x minus x squared. So we add the x, which becomes 7x. Then remember, we add the powers to the x, so x becomes x squared. Then we half it, so 6 over 2. Again, for the next term, we add the power, so it becomes x cubed. Then we divide it by our power. And this is with the limit 5, 1. Let's just simplify this a bit. So we have 7x plus 3x squared minus x cubed over 3 with the limit of 5, 1. So we substitute 5 into the equation. So we have 7 multiplied by 5 plus 3, 5 squared minus 5 cubed over 3 minus 7 multiplied by 1, which is 7, plus, so 7 multiplied by plus 3x squared, which is 1 squared, minus 1 cubed over 3. So now you just type into your calculator. So you have 35 plus 75 minus 125 over 3 minus 7 plus 3 minus a third. Then your final answer should be 205 over 3 minus 29 over 3, which is equals to 176 over 3.